Coming to you live from the JRE Tobacco Aladino Mobile Studios, it's the Cigar Pulpit.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another sermon from the Cigar Pulpit. I'm the Bishop of the Burn, Nick, and today we're continuing the 7th anniversary train here, and this time you all are hopping aboard because this is the Ask the Pulpit 7th anniversary spectacular. If I had some music or some crowd noise, I would totally play that. I don't have any crowd noise right now, but I do have this guy.
I cannot speak English, but I'm excited!
It's exciting! We're going to do the calls. All right, guys. So, yes, today we're hitting the hotline and we're listening to your calls. And you guys called, and I appreciate that. It makes me feel nice. Now, granted, you might have called and said a whole bunch of mean stuff, and in which case, you know, it'll be me crying. Like, I've wasted 7 years. But I don't know. I would hope that's not the case. I have 2 cigars on deck for today. They're Robustos. I suspect I'm going to be able to at least get through one and start the other based upon the number of calls. I don't know. These calls may all be like 30 seconds long. And if that's the case, then I don't have nearly as much time as I think. But, yeah, so I'm not going to name both cigars just yet. I'm going to save the announcement of what the second cigar is for later. It's not like I'm not whipping out like a $600 cigar here, guys. So don't like think I'm like going crazy. But, you know, the first cigar I'm smoking today is the Aladino Corojo Robusto. Yes, it's the OG one that started it all. It is a 5x50 Robusto featuring all Honduran Corojo. And this is, like I said, it's the one that started it all. And it's what we're gonna start the episode with. So it's time to cut the cigar. And the official cutting is brought to you by 2guyscigars.com. That's the number 2guyscigars.com. 2 Guys have been around for over 40 years, and they are the trusted name in the cigar industry. Everybody knows 2 Guys, but if you don't, please give them a try. You won't be sorry. Family owned and operated, 2guyscigars.com does the very best to provide a great selection, fair prices, and excellent customer service. I do know that you can get the OG original, Aladino Corojo on 2guyscigars.com. So head on over to 2guyscigars.com for your next cigar purchase. Tell them that the Cigar Pulpit sent you. And remember, that's the number 2guyscigars.com. And with that, it's time to go ahead and cut the cigar. All righty. We're going to get this guy going. Man, for those of you who watch this, you're probably thinking, holy shit, it's the daytime. Nick is recording in the daytime. So I got up this morning and remembered it was garbage day. And so I quickly threw on some clothes and got my garbage can down to the curb. And then I realized, you know, it's not stupid hot out right now. It's warm for, 8:30 in the morning, but it's not stupid hot out. It's not like the devil's inner thigh yet, because we've been in this humid, hot stretch for a long time where it's like every day, the real feel is like 110 degrees. And so, I figured, I better get ahead on this and do this now while it's still relatively nice out. So yes, you get the daytime garage and not the nighttime garage today on the YouTubes and the Rumbles. Alrighty, well, we have cut the cigar, and so let's go ahead and light it, and while I do that, you guys will hear the greatest commercial you've ever heard.
Some say cigars are all the same. It's just not true. It's you I have to blame.
Well, I don't know, 'cause what I know, there is a cigar called Aladino Corojo.
Aladino Corojo. Aladino Corojo. They say authentic, so we're not confused, while the others say it's a word that's just abused.
I guess that's so, they can't compete. At least I'm sure Aladino can't be beat.
Corojo. Aladino Corojo. Aladino Corojo. Aladino Cigars use authentic Corojo tobacco from JRE Tobacco. This is the greatest commercial you ever heard. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Let's go ahead and just jump right into it. We got plenty of your calls, so why are you listening to me?
Shall we play a game?
You talking to me? I have a question for you.
You gotta ask me nicely.
Ask me about my wiener.
You got a question? You ask the 8-ball.
Come on, sucker. Let's get it on.
Let's get it on. Indeed, it's time for Ask the Pulpit. Now, again, these are the ones that people left for the 7th anniversary of the show. If you so happen to want to jump in on this topic as well, for, on a future Ask the Pulpit, it's not the end of the world that you missed this one. Or if you have other comments and questions and concerns and criticisms or whatever you may have, you can give me a call on the hotline. Area code 863-874-0000. That's 863-874-0000. I do highly recommend that you save it in your phone. Save it as Cigar Pulpit in your phone. That way you always have it. And whenever you have a random thought that crosses your mind, you can just dial me and tell me. I like being that sounding board, Just call me. Pick up the phone and call me. Anyway, all right, we're going to start off with our first call here on the show.
Hey, Nick, it's Paul from Texas.
What up, Paul?
Just calling in as instructed to congratulate you on your 7th year anniversary.
It was if you wanted.
You're asking for my favorite episode. I think we talked about it before live. I liked the episode where you made up Gator's voices in the computer with the recordings. I think at that point we were all getting tired of his shit, of not showing up or asking for gas money and all that. And then you went out there and since he didn't show up, you made all his rebuttals with old school, not even AI, but old school copy and paste type stuff. So I like that one. Also liked an episode where you did the cereal tasting challenge, where you chose between the generic and name brands. I always like the ones where you eat something. I love your lemonade reviews, but I would love for you to add some kind of a chocolate review. That would be a great thing. Chocolate and cigar pairing. You taste different chocolates. But anyway, congratulations on your 7 years. Whenever, you changed from Cigar Pulpit 1.0 to 2.0, I know it was quite a challenge for you, but congratulations on keeping it going. You've been doing a great job. The episodes have been so enjoyable. I've been listening to this the entire time. So once again, congratulations, and talk to you later.
Thanks, Paul. I appreciate that. I liked the the cereal challenge, man. That was a high water mark for me right there. I'm going to admit this finally. I was kind of nervous on some of those because I had put a lot on the line with that, and if I would have screwed that up, I would have never heard the end of that. But 4 for 4, being able to blindly choose which one was the generic and which was the name brand. So that's something. That's definitely something. Yeah, and as for the other show that you mentioned, I'm just going to leave that there, but I will say that through the grapevine I did hear that there's a lot of anger about that episode. A lot of anger about that episode. Anyway, thank you. I appreciate the call, Paul. 2.0 has gone pretty well, I think. I've been happy with it. All right, we got another call here. Bam.
Hey, Nick. What's happening? It's Mark calling from Birmingham, Alabama.
What up, Mark?
Happy 7th anniversary. Can't specifically give my favorite episode of the show, but I am happy to share that it was when I was listening to the Cigar Authority many years ago when you were on that I started to listen to your podcast and have been a devout follower and member of the pulpit since then. So again, man,
Excellent.
appreciate what you do. Always entertaining. Happy 7th anniversary. And we will see the crew at Pulpit Fest in October. Stay smoky, guys.
Mark, thank you so much for calling. And yes, looking forward to seeing you at Pulpit Fest in October. Not to spoil anything, but emails have been flying fast and furious this week, trying to get things for the goodie bags all lined up and everything. So it's good. It's good. It's coming together. It's coming together. I mean, for your sake, I'm sure you would hope that I would say that it was already together, but these things come together. It's come together well. It'll be fun. It'll be fun. As for that episode of Cigar Authority that I was on years ago, man, so I'm trying to think. That would have been 2022 that I was in studio and on the show. I was up there for the Two Guys anniversary party. It was the last one that they had. It was the one that they before they transitioned to the Cigar Expo. It was the one they had at the golf course. I remember thinking at the time, Dave was talking about how it was problematic trying to find somewhere to have the anniversary dinner, and it was the first year at the golf course. And I remember going to the bathroom at one point and coming back to the table and just seeing the cloud of smoke in the room and thinking, this will be the last year it's here. And it was, because it was a lot of smoke in that room. I have been in some places where a lot of people are smoking, but that was easily the biggest crowd smoking indoors. I mean, I could probably count on one hand how many times my eyes have been burning from cigar smoke. That was number one. I remember thinking about 2/3 of the way through that, I'm like, oh, my eyes are burning. And yeah, it was a lot. And so when it came out that it wasn't back at the golf course, it did not surprise me. Let's put it that way. But I think Dave has done a wonderful job transitioning that from the anniversary dinner to the expo. Seems like everybody loves the expo. I've gone to the expo once. I've only been able to make it up there once. And, it's a super fun time, but Dave was gracious enough to have me on the Authority, after that party. That party was on, I think, a Thursday night, and, Saturday, I was leaving. I had the show, and then I hung out a little bit, and then I had to go to the airport. And so, but Saturday he had me on the Authority, and that's one thing I do want to thank Dave a lot for. Dave and Jonathan and Ed, the guys at the Cigar Authority have been extremely generous and gracious to me and my little show. They've given me lots of shout outs, and they've had me on, and they've come on my show and this and that and whatever, and it's been a very good podcast relationship between the two shows. And so I'm so incredibly thankful for that friendship, because people can put their flag in the ground and be kind of like possessive of their space, and I don't know, I'm glad that they looked at it as, let's expand the tent and bring in more people. Because again, I've picked up listeners because of them. I would hope they've picked up a few listeners because of me. And, we kind of all work together. That's the nice thing. But anyway. All right. Well, thanks for the call, Mark. I appreciate it. All right. We got another call here.
Hello, Pulpit, and all you parishioners out there. This is Mike Brinker in Middle Georgia. Just wanted to call in and add one of my favorite memories. It would have to be back, I believe, it started in the 2.0 era. Ooh. And Nick had been started hanging around the shop. I hung out at a lot. Got to know each other, started listening to the show, and then he finally talked me into doing a co-host episode with him at the shop I was running at the time. Now, I mean, that show wasn't exactly a favorite of mine, as it was my first foray into the podcast nation, and I was pretty stiff and everything, but it has led to a new life and a new friendship with Nick. We've been great friends ever since. I do a lot of episodes on the podcast. I hope you guys enjoy those. And just really brought me into a new life of cigars and cigar smoking. So I just wanted to put that out there and thank everyone who listens, and thank you, Nick, and I'll be listening for you.
Mike, I appreciate the call, man, and I appreciate your help. I appreciate your friendship. No, it's been great. Yeah, you and I, we started chatting at Riverman, and then, you know, I twisted your arm. We got the one episode in. I'll be honest, my Mike Brinker podcast memory has got to be sitting in your garage recording an episode, and I don't remember what happened. I don't know if I leaned forward or if I shifted or something, but I broke your chair. That was one of those moments. I broke the chair live on the show, and you can go back. You can find it somewhere out there. There's the episode in Mike's garage back when he was still living in St. Louis. Yep, I broke the chair, and we laughed our asses off about that. Anyway, so no, Mike, God bless it. I need to turn the sounds on my phone off. Anyway, Mike, thank you for the call, man, and I can't wait to see you at Pulpit Fest. It's been way too long since we've hung out in person and had a cigar, and I'm gonna do my level best to make up for lost time that weekend, because we got lots of cigars to be smoking that weekend. So, thank you, buddy. I appreciate it. All right, we got another call. This is great. I'm just racking and stacking them. We got all kinds of calls here.
Hey, Nick. Jeff from Minnesota.
What up, Jeff?
How's it going? Say, I've been a listener for maybe 4 to 5 years, about as long as I've been smoking premium cigars. So you brought a lot of joy. We've talked about that. I really love the show. One specific memory, and
oh boy,
you might get a lot of comments on this one, was the episode with your dad that was talking about retirement. Really important to me because I'm retiring here before the end of the year, and big changes. And he gave me lots to think about, and put me on maybe a little different path than I was thinking. So that's great. You did mention the string cheese challenge, and I would think that might be a good one. I don't know if we got a lot of string cheese fans on the pulpit that are listening to you, but that might be an interesting one. There's a lot of them out there. But anyway, congratulations on 7 years. That is nothing to sneeze at. That's a great feat that you've kept going and kept your listeners happy. So stay smoky, enjoy things, enjoy the rest of summer, and we'll see you soon. Bye, Nick.
Yes, we will see you soon, because you're heading down to Pulpit Fest as well. Bringing the missus. I'm looking forward to it. Dude, string cheese. I know you say there's a lot out there. Maybe I've just never looked. I've looked at my grocery store, because I have some string cheese in the fridge right now. But I don't know. Maybe I haven't noticed that many brands. But what would we rate that on? Pull? Separation? Does it separate evenly, or does it like start off thin? Like when you take a sliver, it starts off thin, but then all of a sudden it fattens up, like, you know, like it becomes, you know, bigger. Like, you know, is it creamy? Is it plasticky? Yeah, I guess there are some things I could rate it on. Interesting. Yeah, I will admit, guys, the lemonade review, I might be happy that I haven't made a drop for that yet, because as much as I'm enjoying the lemonade reviews, I'm running out of lemonades. And they're not as plentiful around as I thought. I think I've done fairly well with finding different lemonades, but yeah, I may have to pivot and start rating something else. We've had suggestions for chocolate and cream cheese now, so that's good. As for my dad in retirement, Jeff, my dad will be at Pulpit Fest, so you guys can sit and talk retirement all day long. Yeah, it's that episode got a lot of traction. I think that was one of those ones that you were not the only one in that boat that I think was getting close to or considering retirement to where that episode spoke to you. So that was one of those things where it's like, man, out of nowhere, an idea happens and it turned. This is what I was talking about when I say I don't know what you guys want. That was just a random idea, something to talk to him about. And, man, it just blew up. So, yeah, more ideas like that I'm totally cool with. We don't always have to talk cigars. So, all right, moving on. We got another call here.
Good morning, Nick. This is Hags from South Alabama.
What up, Hags?
Congratulations on your 7th anniversary of the show. Very unique anniversary to celebrate, but glad you're still here.
I forget.
Been caught up on all the episodes. Been a crazy busy summer, as we all know. But really enjoyed the show with Jeff Andreezy and the Rocky Mountain Recap. I'll be honest with you. I started listening to it about 2 or 3 years ago, and not a huge fan when I first started. One guy talking about cigars and kind of talking about random things and this and that. And I was like, yeah, well. But the more I followed it, the more I've listened to it, the more I've gotten to know you all. Really enjoying the show and really looking forward to every episode now. And more I get in the parishioners group, the more I follow that on Facebook. It's really enjoyable. You'll start to feel like a community. I know we don't know each other and all that, and no one knows. But anyways, but it's really enjoyable. But and the favorite moments of the show is I like when you talk about the 3 things you smoked for the week.
Okay.
Expose you to some new things and new ideas, and there's so many things out there that no one, I mean, you can never explore every cigar all the time, but really enjoy that. But anyways, the favorite moment of the show is when you have your dad on, because my dad was exposed me to cigars. He says, well, it's an awful habit, but I enjoy it, and we have a nice cigar on the golf course or back deck, and really enjoy it, hanging out with my dad and having a cigar. So anyways, but lemonade reviews are always fun, and look forward to seeing y'all at Pulpit Fest, and stay smoking, my friends. Really enjoying the show. Thank you very much.
Hags, I appreciate the call. I'm looking forward to seeing you there as well. And I'll say I'm glad that you stuck with it. That maybe at the beginning it wasn't quite your cup of tea. It's one of those things. Like I said, we talk about all kinds of different stuff here. Sometimes it's cigars, and sometimes it's random stuff. And so, we have a good time. 3 cigars I smoked and enjoyed this week. That literally, you hit the nail on the head with the whole purpose of that segment, which is just to diversify up the cigar talk. Talk about something, and even if they're quick hits like that, you're giving shout outs to different brands, you're giving shout outs to different cigars and saying, hey, I liked this. Now, admittedly, for me, I have been in a real rut this summer in terms of what I have been smoking. Like, if, sometimes you hear about people with their rotation. My rotation has been very tight and very similar all summer long. Like, I can look at my list and it's been a lot of the same stuff. Every once in a while, some other stuff gets mixed in, but a lot of times it's the same stuff. So for me, when that segment is exciting, it's when I'm off doing something. Like when I went to Louisville for that one weekend, I get a lot of new stuff. I encounter a lot of new stuff, trips to Florida and things of that nature. I will say, over Pulpit Fest weekend, man, there's going to be all kinds of new cigars thrown at you. So that'll be fun. That'll be a lot of fun. So Anyway, but no, I appreciate you sticking with it, and I appreciate, and you also mentioned the parishioners group. I am so happy with how that's turned out, and I really hope that one day, knock on wood, Facebook doesn't decide to pull the plug on cigar-related stuff, because, man, you're right. It's been a nice little community, and I'm not saying this about you. I'm saying this just in general. I think there could be more engagement. We've got a number of people in that group. There could be a lot more engagement, a lot more activity, but social media may not necessarily be everyone's thing. And I'll admit, I'm tired as hell of some social media. So it's just one of those things. But it is nice to get to know the other listeners and to get to know everybody and feel like it's this community, because it is. Like, when you stop and think about the total world population, and then you think about the population of people that listen to the show, and then you think about the population of people that listen to the show that belong to the parishioners group, it's not a big fraternity, It's a small group of people in the grand scheme of life. There's no reason that we can't all get to know each other and have fun and hang out. So I think and that's part of what happened, why Pulpit Fest came around. So no, I think it's nice. So, dude, Hags, looking forward to seeing you, buddy. All right, moving on.
Hey, Nick, this is listener Jay. Congrats on your 7-year streak. Love the show. It's my favorite podcast. I listen to you religiously.
Aww.
Get all giddy when midnight hits on Tuesdays and Fridays. We get to listen to it right away. But
you're one of the early ones.
Definitely don't have a favorite episode. But I say your show did get better as you found your stride once your co-host and you guys parted ways. You found more of a lounge feel to it versus just him hijacking it and taking over, getting you all flustered and just throwing the whole feel of the show off. But your interviews in the beginning were amazing. They're awesome because you're curious about all the questions, get into it before they became your friends. So you're asking that now that they're friends and associates, you can kind of joke with them more, get more personal with them, which is nice in your interviews also too. I'm glad you got rid of some segments because that Canadian whiskey one from your earlier episodes, dear God, could not stand her voice. Very knowledgeable, but that voice was something else, and that accent, very high-pitched Canadian. Other than that, the only thing I say was hopefully you'll get more interviews like that one episode from a couple months ago where a very boutique brand, was very up about itself and made it a very awkward conversation between you guys, it feels like, and a very hard episode to get through. But again, congrats. Looking forward to more episodes, and you keep it going, and all the Hearst and the Pulpit Fest.
Thanks, Jay. I appreciate the call. There was some interesting commentary there. A little bit of this and a little bit of that. And I love the opinionated aspect of it. It's like you came at it and you told what you thought, man, and I appreciate that. Yeah, so look, man, not every segment works out for a variety of different reasons. Some run their course, and Jonas from Blackbird is a great man. I enjoy our chats. He's a great supporter of the show, and I would gladly, we that arrangement between our brands, ended amicably and whatever. I would gladly welcome them back as a sponsor, but my God, I'm not doing it with that specific segment anymore. Because that got to the point, trying to find the inspirational stories got a little difficult near the end, and it was just one of those things. We did the One Must Go with United Cigars back in the day. Same deal, it came to a nice amicable end. But wow, that is one of those segments that works better. That's one of those segments that needed tweaking to work better. That did not work as it was. Or it started off okay, but it ended kind of blah. That needed tweaking, and I don't know how that would work. Listener suggestion, maybe it would be one of those things where listeners would write in with 3 items, and I had to pick one that would leave or whatever. That would be maybe more interesting than me coming up with the list of things and asking whoever's with me, because I'm a solo show for the most part, by and large. I mean, I try my best to get somebody to talk to, but I think if we added up the solo efforts versus the group efforts, I'm probably running at best 50-50. At most, it might be, more skewed to the solo. That segment doesn't work for that. So yeah, some segments come and go. But and Jen, yes, Jen. We'll just leave it at that. But yeah, Jay, I appreciate you calling in, buddy. And so you're one of the early ones that listens right away when it drops on Tuesday night and Friday night, huh? So I'll have to remember that, because I always see when I upload the episode, it starts out so Podbean is my podcast host, and so I'll upload it to Podbean, and that's, once it is uploaded there, that's when it feeds out to Apple, Spotify, and all the different audio sources. While that is doing that, I'm in a different browser window uploading to YouTube and to Rumble, and when I populate the show title and description, I just go back to Podbean, bring up the episode on there, copy and paste it over back on YouTube. And inevitably, when I go back to Podbean to grab that information, to move it and copy it and paste it over to YouTube, I see that there are already 15 downloads, 20 downloads, right off the front, right in the very beginning, right when I drop the episode. And I always think to myself, who in their right mind at midnight or 1 a.m., whatever time it may happen to be that I'm uploading this thing, is listening to this show right when it goes out. And maybe it's not listening, maybe it's the podcast catcher catching it and automatically downloading it. But you're saying you listen right away, and so good for you, buddy. I appreciate it, and I hope you enjoy it. So anyway, all right, we have another caller.
Hey, Nick, this is Seth from Connecticut.
What up, Seth?
Just calling to kind of give you a rundown as to why you don't get ads in your production on YouTube.
I'm fine with that.
Listening to
my production
show with you and Jet Setter Sean Beaudry. Anyway, YouTube will not drop ads into your production or Cigar Authority or any other cigar content for that matter, because that's how creators monetize their channels. So you guys not being able to monetize based on tobacco, not going to get ads. So it's kind of nice to be able to watch YouTube without paying for it and not getting ads.
That is kind of
nice.
That's
just my 2 cents. I will call back at some point with all my information about my favorite pulpit memory and when I started. But until then, I'll talk to you later. Stay safe and stay smoky.
Thanks, Seth. That is really nice. Because man, it is so annoying watching anything on YouTube and having to deal with the ads. I just will not pay for YouTube because they're the pricing structure on that is crazy. I was looking at YouTube TV, because some of the soccer or football, whatever you want to call it, matches, were available on YouTube TV, and I was looking and I'm like, holy shit, this is $80 a month. And I guess it's kind of like cable. It's fairly similar to cable, but just through YouTube. But I don't want to pay that. I don't want to pay $80 a month. And I certainly don't want to pay $80 a month for cable because, well, I've dropped cable. I'm now granted, streaming at this point has gotten to be more expensive than cable was. The whole, I'm cutting the cord, going with streaming. That used to be the cheaper alternative of the two. I actually don't necessarily think that's the case. In fact, now we've gotten to a point where if you are still a cable subscriber, you still have to subscribe to the different apps and things in order to get shows that aren't on cable. So it's gotten worse. But anyway, I digress. That's neither here nor there. But no, I agree with you. It's nice not to have to worry about ads. It's good to know. I do know that Rumble drops ads into my show. So there's that. But, there's not that I'm like dismissing the people that do use Rumble, but like, let's be honest, the audience on YouTube is significantly bigger than the audience on Rumble. However, the audience on Rumble could grow exponentially when or if YouTube decides that they are going to drop cigar content. That could happen at any point. So we'll see. All right, we got another call here from Seth.
Hey, Nick, Seth from Connecticut again.
What up?
I told you I'd call back with some info about my journey to being a parishioner. The first episode I listened to was on December 7th, 2020. You had Michael Herklotz on. Hometown guy, decided to give your show a shot. Definitely enjoyed the interview and enjoyed the camaraderie that you and your former co-host had at that point. Definitely kind of sucked me in. You guys were also amidst the battle of the budgets at that point, and that continued to allow me to become further enamored by your show. Before that, I'd never listened to a cigar podcast. It was kind of, my first foray into it. And I was just a consumer at that point. I can honestly say you've turned me into a cigar geek. I went down the rabbit hole like you go down. I go all in, and it gets a little nutty.
It's artisan.
A couple of my favorite points in time, not really points in time, but just things that have organically grown over the years. Like you said, the community, Pinky, Noah, Mike Brinker, Sean Beaudry, getting to know the wacky and zany Trey Mac Shipley, all bringing their distinct fingerprint to the show on a consistent basis has been a wonderful experience. A couple of things that have always been near and dear to my heart. You allowing me to wear your logo on the stage for the meatball contest. I'll never be able to thank you enough for that, though I did not represent very well. But the look on Dave Garofalo's face when he found out that I found him, the Cigar Authority, from the Cigar Pulpit. Yes, I was a parishioner first. Listened to you a long time before I started listening to the Cigar Authority. It's been a great 6-ish years, almost 6 years listening to you. I wish you nothing but the best in the future, and look forward to being down in Palm Coast in just about 6-7 weeks. All right, everyone, stay safe and stay smoky. Have a good day.
Seth, thank you so much, man. And I cannot wait for you to come down to Pulpit Fest. It's going to be a wonderful time. And especially since you were a parishioner first, this is like the event for you. I know you geographically are close to the expo and whatnot, but man, this is your event. This is the parishioners Pulpit Fest right here. So this is good. And dude, so many points for me to touch on in that. First of all, regarding your wearing the logo for the meatball, thank you for representing at a Two Guys event. I thought that was brazen and funny, and I enjoyed it. Kind of a little like, haha, we're getting in there. And see right there, we had one caller talk about how he found me through the Cigar Authority, and then we have another caller talking about how he found the Cigar Authority through the Pulpit. This is exactly it, just in those two calls, we're even. Dave and I are even. So that's awesome. I love it. As for having Michael Herklotz on, that kind of goes back to what I was saying in the last episode, I think it was, when I talked about how it was a lot easier getting interviews during COVID because, everybody was hanging out and had nothing else to do. And December of 2020, that probably would have been right when I don't think he had the first time I had him on, which that would probably be he had not announced Ferio Tego yet. It was still one of those, like, we were still in the post Nat Sherman world. And if I recall, I asked him directly, why didn't you buy Nat Sherman? And or something along those lines. And I remember him saying that that was the first time that somebody had been so blunt and asking him. And I'm like, well, I own a newspaper. It's like, you got to ask the question to get the answer. And little did I realize I was getting so close to the truth. But and I think the truth came out very shortly after. I think, I don't know. I'd have to go and check the tape, see when my episode dropped versus when Ferio Tego was announced. But it wasn't too long after. I know that. But no, dude, I'm so glad that you found it and enjoyed it, and I'm glad you've been along for the ride, and I'm looking forward to you coming down to Florida, man. We're gonna have a great time in October. So, thanks for the calls, Trent. All right, we have another call here. Okay. Yes. All right.
Hey, Nick, it's James, the delivery guy from Grass Valley, California.
What up?
I got in touch with Jeff. Thank you so much for putting us in contact with each other.
His name was Jeff. There you go.
The reason he never found the Phoenix Cigar Lounge is we are a secret private club, but he did find the Phoenix Humidor located in historic downtown Grass Valley at 148 Mill Street, located inside Stuckey Jewelers, same address. So yeah, he was able to find some stogies, which is awesome, but he could not find the club because we are a secret private club. Anyway, I am taking possession of the club as the new president in the near future, and we are in contact. So he's going to come and join us at our annual barbecue this Thursday. Today is Tuesday the 4th. It's Thursday the 6th, the date of the barbecue. I don't know when this episode is coming out, so
after
hopefully, looking into the future, I can tell you guys it was an awesome time, and we had about 50 people show up, and there was delicious barbecue and cigars smoked and liquor and beer consumed. But as of right now, it hasn't happened yet. So get in your super strong cigar smoker 4-packs so that you can recommend some unknown cigars to cigar enthusiasts around the world, and stay smoky and safe. We'll talk to you guys next time. Thanks.
That's so awesome.
Bye.
I'm so happy that you guys were able to link up, and through the Ask the Pulpit, no less. I think that's awesome. James called back on another day, so I guess we're going to get the update. So here, let's get the update, hopefully.
Nick, James, the delivery guy from Grass Valley, California. I did connect with he came to our annual cigar barbecue last week, Thursday, and had him up to the lounge, our private lounge, which is why nobody can ever find it. It's a members-only kind of speakeasy situation. So had him up to the old location.
Cool.
And, yeah, this weekend we're going to start leaving me and some of the guys. Jeff come and do work.
Oh no, James, your phone has gone potato.
And hopefully get it in soon.
No, it's gone potato. Oh no, I even lost it completely.
We've been me and some of the guys exactly how we're going to do it, but I might just post a QR code. No amount of giving is too little. Over $7,700 is too much. but we do have some needs. We got to get a deposit, and we're putting in cheap flooring because our new location is coming with cheap, low-grade, low-pile commercial carpet, and carpet and cigar ash and cigar smoke go together like oil and water, farts and spacesuit, lead and balloons. You know, just think of things that really suck when you mix them together. So anyway, I'm going to figure out how to do that because we have lost members as soon as we announced the move, because we used to be downtown next to all the restaurants, and now we're going to be in more of a business park, which, you know, it is what it is. So anyway, happy anniversary. Stay smoky and safe, everybody. The delivery man signing off.
James, I'm sorry that your phone decided to go potato on you, but I think we caught the bulk of that. Dude, it sucks that you lost some members because of the move. I hate that. I think that's shitty. I mean, I guess it is what it is. I guess some people like having the proximity to the restaurants and everything, but like, you're still giving them a place to smoke, which these days is a little oasis in the island of shit. So, you know, I think that's important for everyone to remember. You might see some of those guys come back, because it's one of those things that, you know, especially at a place like that, I would think that it would be important. The relationships occur and build, and it's one of those things. So it's not just a place to smoke. It's also the friends that you have and meet and everything else. So you might see some of those people come back. Regarding the flooring, oh yeah, dude. There's only one other place other than a cigar lounge that I would think carpet would be worse in, and that's a bathroom. Because carpet in bathrooms is the grossest concept in the world to me. With the amount, look, my son is 10, and I don't know if it's his autism. I don't know if it's him being 10. I don't have experience with a neurotypical child. So those of you who have neurotypical children might be able to answer this, but going to the bathroom is one of those things that my son has to do. It's not necessarily something that my son likes to do or takes his time with. It's an inconvenience. It breaks up his play. And so when he has to go to the bathroom, he does it in the most quick, inefficient way possible. He will go in, do it, and leave. And at times, his aim is not the best. And so, knowing what I know about the condition of my bathroom after his time here at the house and how much cleaning I have to do after he leaves, or technically throughout his visit, but definitely after he leaves, I can only imagine just how horrible it would be to have carpet in my bathroom with that taking place. So that's my thing, is that carpet in the bathroom is the worst place you could possibly have carpet. Followed up, secondly, by a cigar lounge. So yes, it sounds like you do need some flooring. I'm so glad that you and Jeff were able to hook up and hang out. It's so cool that you guys were able to get together, and I'm hoping that he becomes a valued member of your lounge there, man. So good luck with everything, and yeah, keep us posted on the updates. I like hearing the updates about how things are going with the Phoenix Cigar Lounge there. All right, we have another caller called twice. Let's hear this.
Hey, Nick. Long-time listener. Been a while caller. It's Trent.
What up, Trent?
Calling for the anniversary show. Congratulations on 7 years, man. It's been a wild ride. I've been listening.
You're old school.
Pretty much since the beginning. I believe I think it was like maybe 5 or 6 episodes in that the pulpit was going whenever I first started listening. Of course, I listened from the first and caught up, but And so there's been
a lot
of ups and downs through that time, a lot of changes, but I've enjoyed seeing the growth of the podcast through it. I don't know. I'll have to see if I can get for Friday's episode, be able to get a hold of a late hour to smoke in honor.
Oh, I should have done that.
But I do know that I will not be drinking any. Was it Disaronno that y'all had? I think
it was Disaronno.
That first episode.
That was the second episode, but yes, it was.
I won't be drinking that. Sorry, but
it was good.
But yeah, like I said, there's been a lot of ups and downs. There's there's been in the podcast as a whole. There's been times I feel like where with higher and lower points, but and then even on the week to week, there's times where one episode in a week will be a lot better than the other one, and there's nothing wrong with that.
I get
it's quite a feat you've accomplished doing this for 7 years with 2 episodes a week, most all the time. There, one quarter you did the rewinds, and I can probably count on both hands the times you've missed episodes. And so that just want to raise a glass to you, a little smoke in the air for you. But trying to pin down a favorite moment on the show would be a little too tough for me. I've like I said, I've been listening pretty much since the beginning. So, but I think one of the best things that you have been able to do with this podcast is the community you've created between the parishioners group, between Pulpit Fest, and being able to, have people.
And he hit the 3-minute mark.
Hit the 3-minute mark. But finish up my thoughts real quick. But like I was saying, just want to give you a cheers on the community you've created between Pulpit Fest, between the parishioners group, between now the Zoom meetups again. Think back on that first one, with whatever the Russians or Antifa that were jumping in on it, and
God,
a bunch of us out smoking particular sticks. But just want to say congratulations. It's been a great 7 years listening, and look forward to the next 7 and beyond, however long this is going to go. But I want to say I appreciate all you do for us listeners, all you do for the cigar community, and just thanks. Keep up the good work, and stay safe and stay smoky. Love you, brother. Have a good one.
Thanks, Trent. I appreciate the nice words. And dude, you reminded me, I forgot about that Zoom way back when with the Russians or the Antifa jumping in. It was back in the days of COVID when a lot more people were on Zoom and taking part in Zoom meetings. And it was we did one, and it was an open meeting. It wasn't like password protected or anything like that. It was an open meeting. And that was back when apparently, I guess, people had more time on their hands and, well, they were trapped at home. And so they would jump into open meetings just to fuck around. And so we had all these people jumping into our Zoom herf and just coming in and being stupid and making lots of noise and just being disruptive. I remember that. God, that was annoying. Man, I forgot about that. You're right. Yeah, no, it's been a trip, man. Yeah. I that's so funny. Anyway, and yes, it was Di Serono, but it was the second episode. It was not the first. It was the second. All right. Well, before I continue on with more calls, we have calls from looks like 4 more people here. I have finished my Aladino Corojo, which means it's time to fire up the second cigar of the episode. And so I will be now smoking the Villiger 1888 San Andreas. I am smoking the 5.5 by 50 or 5 by 50. I think 5 by 50. Robusto, featuring a Mexican San Andreas wrapper, Ecuadorian Habano binder, and Nicaraguan filler. This is the newest addition to the Villiger 1888 line, and we will have it. I'm confident we will have it at Pulpit Fest. And I will give this guy a cut. And you know what? In the spirit of full fairness, we'll do the whole read. So it's time for the cut, and it's brought to you by 2guyscigars.com. That's the number 2guyscigars.com. 2 Guys have been around for over 40 years, and they are the trusted name in the cigar industry. Everybody knows 2 Guys, but if you don't, please give them a try. You won't be sorry. Family owned and operated, 2guyscigars.com does the very best to provide a great selection, fair prices, and excellent customer service. So head on over to 2guyscigars.com for your next cigar purchase. Tell them that the Cigar Pulpit sent you. And remember, that's the number 2guyscigars.com. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and cut the cigar. And we're going to go ahead and get this guy cut. Get this going here. Still pleasant out in the garage. It has not turned stupid hot yet. I do have a fan going. Hopefully you guys can't hear that. Because it is a rather loud fan. But I had to buy a new fan for this summer. This garage has been so hot this summer, and I know why. It's all on me. It's all on me. So in past summers, I've literally only lived here this is my 3rd summer here. In the past 2 years, I've been able to open up the back door, which you guys can't see. It's behind the camera over here, and create a cross breeze through the garage. I'm not able to do that this year because I have this table, again, that you can't see, but I just hit it. I have a table here. It's a dining room table. It's a rectangular table. I found it on the roadside. It's nice. I don't want to make anybody thinking that it's gross. It's nice. I found it on the roadside, and I was able to pick it up and take it for free. And the reason I have that table is because I had every intention back when I grabbed that table back in April maybe, that I was going to use it as my workspace to organize up all of the comic books that you see on the shelving behind me in the video here. Needless to say, I have not done that because it has been stupid hot and humid all summer long. This has been one of the hottest summer. Look, the summer that I moved in here, I moved into this house in the hottest week of that summer. It was miserable that weekend. But I remember there being some nice points. Last summer, I don't remember being stupid horrible. This summer has just been absolutely horrific. And so I have not done any of that. So this table's just been sitting here. But the problem with this table is when I pull my car in, it needs to be pushed up, which means it blocks that door, which means I cannot open that door to create the cross breeze needed to properly cool this garage. So unfortunately, this garage has been very warm this year. I did buy myself a new fan. And that has helped. It has been nice. And that, coupled with the old fan that I have, which is down below, underneath my desk here at my legs, it's been serviceable. It hasn't been great. There does come a point when it's just too damn hot, and it doesn't matter, and the fans don't help. But for right now, I'm managing. So, anyway, there's that. It's a little bit of rambling just to get my cigar going here. Okie dokie. All right. So we have a couple of calls here. Let's go ahead and go back to the phone lines.
Hey there, Nick Boots from West Virginia. All right.
What up,
so
Boots?
I think we need to have a Rocky episode. So not just a Rocky debate, which I'm completely down for, and I can definitely sway everybody on why Rocky 3 is not a bad movie, but still the worst of the 6. That doesn't mean it's bad. It just means the other 5 are better. Regardless, we can talk about all that. Maybe we do a Rocky trivia as well. And we can make an entire out of this if we had to. Give you plenty of content. But wanted to reply about the Rocky thing. I'm down. If they're down, we'll figure this out. We'll make some time. We'll get together and we will go 15 rounds.
We'll make it work.
That being said, I feel as if though you're trying to incite me. I feel like you're trying to kick some shit, Nick.
Uh-oh.
So, number 1, Top Gun, fantastic movie.
Horrible.
Top Gun 2, not even close to good.
Dude.
You're right when you say it's just Star Wars.
It is.
Except it's Obi-Wan trying to fly the TIE fighter instead of Luke. It's garbage. But number 1 is good. It's a good movie. Number 1 is a great movie. Now, I get it. It's nothing more than a giant advertisement for join the Navy. Fly planes, join the Navy. I get it. It's still a phenomenal movie. Absolutely phenomenal. Especially when you think about what it did during that time. Also, what it did for movie rentals, right? Before Top Gun, people weren't buying VHS or renting VHS. That wasn't really like a home movie collection wasn't a thing. In fact, it wasn't long before that where to own a VHS of a movie costs over $100. So if you actually look behind the history, Top Gun was one of the critical movies for people to start getting a movie collection. It was one of the first affordable movies to buy. And don't say it was because it was a bad movie. It was a fantastic movie, and that's why people bought it. Either way, stay smoky. Have a great weekend.
Dude, women bought Top Gun in the 1980s on VHS because they were extraordinarily horny, and they were all into Tom Cruise. That's what that's about. Come on, let's be honest. That's what that's about. As for the movie itself, I am going to stick to my guns on this one, and I may unfortunately have to watch it one more time to take notes, because it has been, oh God, it was 2022 when I last watched that. So it's been, 4 years since I've watched it. But let me tell you, dude, Top Gun 1, the first one, admittedly, while the plane scenes were badass, some of the best aerial fighting put on film. I will agree with that. It was cool. It was a cool movie. But it was a horribly written movie. If you actually pay attention to the plot and you pay attention to the dialogue, that is a truly horrible movie. It is so bad. It is cheesy. It is poorly acted. It is paper thin. It is a bad, bad movie. It just is. Maverick, while not a great movie, at least was a better popcorn movie than the first Top Gun. It had a little bit more meat on the bone. Admittedly, not much, but a little bit more. Enough to make it better. And yes, it was Star Wars. We both agree on that. And anybody who watches it, go into it with that mindset. Watch the original Star Wars, the original one. New Hope. Episode 4, as it's referred to now. Watch that, and then watch Top Gun Maverick, and you'll be like, wow, this is the same damn movie. But I digress. But Top Gun, the original Top Gun, dude, I'm gonna stick. This is my hill to die on here. I will plant my flag in the ground, and if I have to sit and watch that movie again to take copious notes in order to detail all of the horrific bullshit in that movie, I will, because it is not a well-written movie at all. The plot and the script on that was so thin, and it was purely designed, as you said, as a propaganda piece for the Navy and to sell women on Tom Cruise being a sex symbol. And guess what? It was successful. I'm not saying that it wasn't successful. I'm not saying it wasn't a blockbuster. I'm not saying it didn't make a lot of money. I'm not saying that it wasn't instrumental with home video sales, as you pointed out. I'm not saying there's probably a shit ton of people that had the movie poster on their walls for whatever reason. It was a very popular movie. I agree. But all that goes to show is we have horrible taste. And thus, Top Gun is one of the bigger movies out of Hollywood. But let me tell you, it's not a good movie. And you just got to go into it and just pay attention to the dialogue, man. Pay attention to the dialogue. Pay attention to the script. It's so bad. It's so bad. Anyway, Boots called again.
Hey, Nick. Just calling back here. I didn't think I'd be calling back so soon, but I just want to answer some questions real quick. First off, again, thank you so much for the shout out. I can't express that enough. I try to keep a low profile with that because I don't want to take, well, first off, we're not good enough to take any of your listeners away.
Whatever.
Second of all, it's just, I don't feel like it's appropriate for me to bring that up on your podcast. So, but either way, I do appreciate the shout out. I appreciate the kind words. I just want to make sure everyone knows that we're wrong a lot. That's the thing. Usually we do our best to produce the shows and get the information ahead of time. But there's a lot of times where we'll go off on a tangent and we'll say something off the top of our head. And you know how it goes. Once you start moving, you start recording. We don't edit our show at all. We're not good like that. But so there's a lot of times we're wrong. So if anybody does happen to listen and you hear us wrong, write in, blast us real quick. Hit us up on our socials and just smash us. We deserve it. We even appreciate it. Even bad attention is good attention at this point. So either way, again, thank you so much for the kind words. And as far as the Humidor Challenge goes, it was cigars, the pricing at the King Street Coffee and Tobacco Emporium in Martinsburg. That's how we got our prices. That way we kept it consistent. We didn't go offline. And we also want to flex on how low prices are in West Virginia. So either way, thanks again. Stay smoky.
Dude, okay. So first off, I don't view it as talking about your show, the Stick Figures podcast, by the way. Anybody looking for another cigar show, if you're listening to me, you're listening to Cigar Authority, check out the Stick Figures podcast. It's a nice addition to the podcast listening experience. But I don't view it as you're stealing my listeners or you're taking my listeners. The way I see it is we all have plenty of time in our days to be listening to stuff. Some people listen to podcasts at work. Some people listen while they drive, and maybe they drive more than others. Some people like to listen to podcasts when they're sitting around the house and having a cigar on their deck or patio. I don't know. But the bottom line is, we all have our various times that we live. Some people listen at the gym, you know? So, with that being said, we all have time. And what's it hurt to throw out another show that I think is entertaining to say, you know, give this show a try. If nothing else, people can add it to the rotation. I'm not putting out an episode every single day. And so it's not like you would be, the Pulpit comes out on this day and so does Stick Figures. So I'm just going to listen to the Stick Figures and skip that. It's not that. There's plenty of time for everybody. Especially since, and no disrespect to any one specific show, but there's a lot of really kind of meh, cigar content out there. So if you're looking for good stuff, when something comes along, highlight it. So, but I appreciate that you don't like shill. I wouldn't be if you had a call-in thing, I wouldn't be shilling. For me, I would interact, but I wouldn't be shilling. So I appreciate the fact that you're not shilling. But anyway, and as for being wrong, dude, I totally get it. You know, there are times I will go down a tangent. I'll be having a conversation with a guest, something like that. You've heard it many times where something just randomly comes up, you know, and it's like, oh, to the Googles. To the Googles. How many times, if somebody were to go back over the 7 years of this show and count how many times I've said to the Googles, and I've had to look something up, you know, on this show, it's a lot. So there's that. So I get it. I get that sometimes things come up and you just kind of fly off the seat of your pants. The only little constructive criticism I would give you there is you've got like 80 people sitting there on this podcast, dude. Like, one of you can't go to the Googles while the others, you know, do that. I mean, that would be the only thing. You need to designate an official Googler. When something comes up, you can just be like, you, Google. And you know, they go to the Googles. That would be the only thing I would say. If you could have an official Googler, it would probably avoid some of your mistakes. But then again, who am I to judge? Because I'm sure I have many, many, many mistakes that I have made over the years. So I'm not judging. I'm just trying to give you maybe an observation that helps you out. So Boots called one more time.
Hey there, Nick Boots from West Virginia. I imagine you're going to get about 10,000 calls to your 7th anniversary, so I'm going to try to keep it just down to 1 and 3 minutes here. So I wanted to talk about my favorite moment. And honestly, my favorite moment wasn't on the show.
Oh, boy.
So I think it was probably my 3rd or 4th episode of yours that I ever listened to. And this was about, I don't even know, 3-4 years ago now. And it was an MRE episode where you guys were eating MREs, you and Gator, or I'm sorry, you and an unnamed past host were eating MREs. And everything about that episode just really triggered the shit out of me. The chewing on air, then of course that cellophane bit that used to happen. And I'm very adverse to random noises. I can listen to loud music all day long. Random noises drive me crazy to the point where there is a apartments.com commercial where they pulled that packing tape, and I went nuts. Like it sent me into like a rage. I don't know what it is. I think it's the military thing. Either way, I'm a lot better now. But that episode really drove me up a wall. And through that, I ended up messaging you guys and said what a horrible episode it was. And this is absolutely nonsense. Nobody wants to hear the chewing. Nobody wants to hear the bit. I went way too far. I really did. And then, to my surprise, you guys actually responded to me. I was actually done with the podcast. It's great information. I just couldn't handle all the random noises. And but to my surprise, you guys got back to me. It was you. And you had nothing but great things to say and said, hey, look, I understand we just really try. And I understand it's in front. And not a mean word. I mean, I would have told me to go eat shit. Go kick rocks and eat shit. You did not. You were just the gracious person you always are. And that just sold me. I said, this is a guy I like to listen to now. This is a guy I really can appreciate. And I really, I just think you're such a gracious person and just so humble. I mean, how could I not listen after that? And I put up with a lot more noises. It was so much easier because I knew where they were coming from. And I knew they were coming from a place of care. And I knew how much effort you were putting into the shows. And honestly, that's what just really sold me. And for the longest time, I was a pretty quiet listener. Didn't really have time. I called in for some random stuff, but not like now. But I'm running out of time. Either way, I'm just saying it's you that I'm listening for, not the podcast, not the content, but you. And I just really appreciate you, man. I appreciate what you do. Take care and stay smoky.
Boots, I appreciate that, man. And that makes me feel very nice. No, so like, yeah, I remember that MRE episode. That was a horrible experience. But here's the thing. Here's the thing, buddy. I got you to feel something. Granted, it was utter contempt and hatred, but I got you to feel something. You didn't just come away apathetic and like forget about the episode 5 minutes later. That episode stuck in your gray matter and was a thing. And it was an experience. Granted, not a pleasant experience for you, but it was an experience. And so, it was one of those things that, I just, yeah. Look, man, whenever I'm on a show and we're doing chewing, like, yeah, I play it up. I play it up big time because I know that there's some people that it triggers horribly. Now, maybe that's me being rude to those people. Maybe it turns those people off to where they don't listen anymore, but I don't do it with the intention of being mean. I do it because, again, you're going to remember it. Maybe in the negative, maybe in the positive. Hopefully there's more positive that outweighs that negative, but eventually you remember it. But it's funny, too. That's the other thing. I don't do it in a mean, malicious way. I try to do it in a very entertaining, funny way. Like when I was on the Smoking Butts and Tapping Ash podcast, whenever we would eat the food on that, yeah, I triggered the hell out of their audience with my eating noise. You think I've been bad on this show with eating things? You should have gone back and listened to me eating the barbecue on those episodes. Oh my God, I played it up so big. And Dave and Travis, they told me flat out like that after that episode came out, their listeners were just bombarding them with messages about that guy that was making the eating noises and blah, 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 and all that. It created interaction. And that's the thing. When I look at my download numbers and I see how many people download this show and listen to this show, and then I look at the number of people that actually reach out and interact and communicate with me, it's a huge disparity. And I'm sure it's like that with all of you. Everybody that's got a show out there or has done a show, it's just that way. You have a huge silent audience that just listens and goes about their life. And you don't know what they're thinking, what they're feeling, this and that and whatever. I want to hear from everybody. I want to hear from the masses. I want everybody to be you have any idea how awesome it would be if my phone line was blowing up on the constant to where every time I had an Ask the Pulpit episode, I had 50 calls? Now, granted, some of you might be like, oh my God, that would take forever. And admittedly, it would result in this being probably a regular segment every episode instead of full episodes, but that's neither here nor there. The point is, interaction, man. I'm all about interaction. I'm all about building the community and wanting everybody to be a part of it and everybody to care. And so, you know what? If my chewing and the stupid cellophane bit got you engaged to where you were like, to the point that you were just pissed off and everything, to the point that you reached out to me, then yeah, you know what? It did something. Now, granted, it was going to turn you off to the point that you were going to stop listening, which is admittedly not the ideal space. But again, I just do it just to get a rise out of people, because ultimately that's what it comes down to. And yeah, I try hard. We do different things, 2 a week. Sometimes you got to do something stupid like that just to have fun. And that episode did get some play. I remember that. There was a lot. So anyway, all right. Thanks for the calls, Boots. And here's the thing. I know this year, because of work and everything else, you weren't able to make Pulpit Fest. Man, I'm really hoping that we can figure out something, be it Pulpit Fest next year or maybe another event. There might possibly be another event that's being talked about. I know, some people might think I'm crazy because I'm like, oh, I'm already doing Pulpit Fest. Why would I possibly want to do another event? Well, it's a big country, and not everybody can make this one specific event. But, maybe if we did a second event somewhere else, maybe people might be able to make that, or, whatever. We spread the love around to where maybe we can hit some different people. But anyway, I'm thinking about another event, and if we can pull that off, then hopefully maybe you can join us there. I don't know. We'll see. Moving on to another call here.
What's up, Nick? Hope all is well. This is Barbells and Beers from Instagram.
What up, dude?
Calling to wish you a happy 7-year anniversary. I don't have a single point or time that's stood out over the others, but I did want to commend you on evolving throughout the years and keeping the show entertaining and engaging with the different segments while going through different partners and guests on the show. We've done a great job once again, and just think 3 more years, you'll be an overnight sensation. Stay smoky. Here's looking forward to many more years. Bye.
Yeah, I can't wait for people to actually be like, oh yeah, I've heard of you whenever I introduce myself instead of, what was that? Get to that overnight sensation point. But yeah, no, dude, I appreciate it. You've been a long time listener. You've been around for a while. So no, you get it. You've seen the evolution. So, I appreciate the calls, man. And I appreciate you jumping in and joining us on the Zoom herfs. That's been nice too. It's been good to see you on there too. So thanks, man. Hope all is going well. All right. We have another call here.
Well, happy anniversary, Nick, and I didn't even get you anything. This is Noah. 7 years, man. That's something.
Very something.
My favorite moments from that 7 years. Getting your former host drunk on tequila on air, that was pretty good.
Yeah, it happened.
Killing Jimmy Carter.
We did
that was
do
pretty
that.
memorable. The time that you went on air and told everyone how you have sex by putting your stomach on the lady's backside. That was a highlight.
Oh my God.
So many good times. Look forward to 7 more years, buddy. Keep up the good work.
Holy shit, Noah. I feel as though all of those require some level of explanation, but I'm just not gonna because I think it's funnier to just put it out that way and to not offer up the explanation. So dude, thank you for the call. I'm looking forward to seeing you down at Pulpit Fest. It's going to be a good time. Fuck. Yeah. No, I forgot about that last one especially, but anyway, we're just going to damn. We did not, for the record, we did not kill Jimmy Carter. We just predicted his death about 24 hours before he died. That's all. And let's be real, it was low-hanging fruit. This year it could have happened at any point with Dick Van Dyke or Mel Brooks or any of the other 100-year-olds that we've predicted. So, truthfully, at any given time, it could have very easily happened again. But I just wanted, for the record, for any NSA agents that might be reviewing this, we did not kill Jimmy Carter. We just predicted it right before it happened. All right, we got another call here.
Hello, Nick. This is Braden. I just wanted to say congratulations on the 7th year anniversary of the Cigar Pulpit podcast. I do have a favorite moment, and it was last year at Pulpit Fest 2025 when you had David Garofalo and Ed Sullivan on the same podcast, and that is my favorite segment of that show. I also have a challenge for you, because I know another listener have been calling in with different challenges, so here is mine.
Okay.
If you had $1 million, if you would get $1 million every day that you could survive not smoking a cigar, how long could you go for, and would you try it? I know you don't usually do with challenges, but this is just fun. So let me know. So I can't wait to hear on the next show. Happy 7th anniversary, and keep the smoke rolling. Take care.
Thanks, Braden. I appreciate the call, buddy. Hope the barbecue's going well. Are you doing well in the competitions? Have you done any competitions lately? I mean, I guess that would be a better question. But yeah, I hope the barbecue's going well. So first of all, yes, it was so nice having Ed and Dave on the podcast at Pulpit Fest last year. It was great that they were able to make it down. That meant so much. And you guys don't know this, but I'm sitting here in my garage right now, and I've got the desk in front of me, and it faces the wall. So in front of me, I have the camera, obviously, but then just past that, I have the wall. And there's a window with the window fan flipped the opposite way so that I can draw the smoke out of the garage. And anyway, I just have little things on the wall. I've got like a little sign, I've got this and that and whatever, but I've got 3 pictures sitting on the wall in front of me. One is from Pulpit Fest 2023. It's a group picture of a group of us in Riverman. Actually, it's I'm looking at it right now. It's Brinker, it's Luke, it's Trent, it's Noah, it's Teddy, it's me, and it's Dan standing there in Riverman. The middle picture is, we always take a group picture at Pulpit Fest, and this was last year's group picture, which was out in front of the Ashenale. We have somebody go up on the 2nd floor and shoot down from the balcony, and it's all of us, kind of hanging out at Pulpit Fest last year. The only person that I know is missing from that picture is Teddy. He missed the group picture for whatever reason. And then next to that, the third and final picture is one that my dad took, actually, and I didn't know he was taking it. And it's a picture of Ed and Dave and I sitting inside the Ashenale, just having a conversation and smoking cigars. And it's just a casual little, slice of life picture, but it's just little images, and it's nice. And these are. I see these pictures every single time I sit down to have a cigar out here. I see these pictures, and I see these wonderful little moments, and I see these people that I appreciate and have come to know and love, and it's wonderful. So, anyway, no, dude, Braden, that was a wonderful moment. As for your challenge, $1 million a day for every day that I don't smoke cigars. Well, I'm not gonna lie to you. The easy answer is to say, "Oh, I couldn't do it. I wouldn't do it." Blah blah blah. I would 100% do it. I would 100% do it. I wouldn't do it forever, because that's just great. I mean, what do I need with $1 million a day? I can't spend $1 million a day. So, I guess theoretically I could try, but at some point it's going to get old. How many cars do I need? I don't need a new car every single day or a new house every single day or whatever. So, would I do that every day? No, I would not. But would I take maybe, I guess my question is, could I do it for let's say 7 days, then smoke a cigar, then do it another 7 days, then smoke a cigar? Can I restart it, or does it have to be continuous? Because if it has to be continuous, dude, I'm taking the first quarter of the year, January through March, taking the first quarter of the year off of cigars, and I'm going to make $90 million in 3 months, and I'm going to be a very happy man at that point. And I think that would be plenty for me. Would I go longer than that? I don't know. But just thinking about my smoking habits and everything like that, realistically, I could take January through March off of cigars and be fine. I could be fine. It would suck. I would miss it. But making $1 million a day would definitely help soothe the pain a little bit. So, I'm not going to lie and say that, I'll take a year off and make $365 million. I'm not gonna even say half a year because, man, come like late April, May, beginning of June, when it's really, really nice out, it's so nice to be able to sit and have a cigar and to enjoy the weather. So I'm not going to say that, but January through March, when I'm running freaking propane heaters and still freezing my balls off out here in the garage, just so that I can have a cigar, or the cigar's burning weird because it's so cold and everything like that, would I do that? Yes, I would 100% do that. I would take the first quarter of the year off. I would make $90 million, and I would be a very happy man. So, Braden, if you know somebody that's offering up $1 million per day for me not to smoke cigars, hook me up, man, and we'll make it happen. I will take the first quarter of the year off, and we'll go from there. So, anyway, thanks for the call, buddy. I appreciate it. We got one more call here.
JRE here. A little birdie told me that it was somebody's anniversary. I did not find you anything old, anything new, but I did find you something that was blue, as it turns out. It is my testicles. I have been told I have a terminal infection that I am seeking treatment for. There,
oh my God!
As it turns out. But anywho, 7 years there. Quite the accomplishment there. Your show, if it was a couple years older, would be the age of my last girlfriend.
Oh dear
as
God.
It turns out. My favorite moment that you had on the air in that 7 years probably is when you sacrificed those animals on the line for the Dark Underlords. Anywho, keep up the good work and stay smoky.
I don't remember that, but I like animals. I don't remember doing that, but I would say my favorite Jerry Pulaski moment was the conversation between him and Pastor Barnaby. I think that was a high water mark for Jerry Pulaski. We learned a lot about you during that. Sorry to hear about the terminal infection in your blue testicles there. Hopefully it's not terminal and maybe somebody can help you out with that. Yeah, that would be unfortunate. But anyway, Jerry, thanks for the call. As always, thanks for the call. Guys, I cannot tell you how much I appreciate these calls. This has been fun. This has been a lot of fun. Not just because you're all blowing smoke up my ass and telling me how great I am, but you're reminding me of various things that I've done over the past 7 years, and that's nice. If you have other 7-year memory moment, and I understand 7 years is a weird anniversary to celebrate. I do acknowledge that. I would have acknowledged 5 years, which would have been much more of a relevant one, but again, I forgot. And I forgot 6 years. And I don't even know if I even commemorated 2, 4, or 5. Or 2, 4, or 2, 3, and 4. Not 2, 4, 5. I know I didn't do 5. 2, 3, and 4. But I'm celebrating 7. But anyway, I remembered, and that's what matters. So, yes, we will keep on this train. But anyway, if you have other things that you think of that you want to call in, we can keep this train running. It doesn't need to stop just because we did one episode dedicated to it. Give me a call on the hotline. Area code 863-874-0000. That's 863-874-0000. Or Tofu Pie 0000. That's no E in the pie, by the way. It's Tofu Pie 0000. Again, save it in your phone at Cigar Pulpit. That way you can always call and never have to worry about what the number is. All right, guys. Well, we are continuing this train and going on into the Villiger Entertainment Report. It's time for the Villiger Cigars Entertainment Report.
Brought to you by Villiger. Villiger Cigars, one of the leading cigar and cigarello manufacturers in the world, founded in 1888 and still family owned and operated. Head over to VilligerCigars.com and check the store locator to find a shop near you that carries them. We guarantee that Villiger Cigars will be a wonderful addition to your humidor and cigar rotation.
I enjoy it in my humidor. I have some of the 1888 San Andreas in there right now. I have some of the Caribe in there right now. And I have a nice selection of various other ones. But let me tell you guys, if you can get your hands on some Villigers, they're good. They're very, very good. And the exports are wonderful for when you need a cigar, a quick cigar, or you want one for the car to keep in the glove box because it doesn't need humidification. You just throw a pack in the glove box. They're great. They're wonderful. Anyway, what have I been watching lately? Well, I'm sure you guys are all sick to death of me talking about either soccer or football or wrestling. And unfortunately, that's mostly what I've been watching lately. So instead, I'm going to tell you a little bit about last night. So last night, my son had his open house at his school. And this is a big thing. This is a big thing because so my son is technically moving. He's in his program, he's in his program at school, but he's moving into what would be considered fifth grade. And so at fifth grade, he moves to a different school, like a different building. And it's not just a different building, like on campus, to where like the elementary school is here and the junior high is like right next door. No, it's like a totally different school in a totally different town because this program that he's in, it draws kids from all over the county and they condense in the school and whatever. And so, his one class, his, first through fourth grade was at one school, about 7 minutes that direction. For those of you on the YouTube that are watching, it's that direction. Well, his new school is about 5 minutes from me that direction, to the west. The other one was to the south. So totally different school, totally different building, totally different everything. And so I was worried that it was going to be problematic. I was worried about how he would do with the new building and everything, because transitions are not the best sometimes with my son. And, getting him to go someplace new for something can be difficult. And so, anyway, I went to the open house last night. I met his teacher, very nice lady. And, there were other parents there bringing in their kids to see the classroom. And it was really the opportunity to drop off school supplies. Now I had bought the school supplies. I'd given them to my ex-wife. She showed up with Max, with the school supplies and everything. But Max, having issues with transitions. He did make it into the school building, but he was laying out in the hallway on the floor, just kind of pouting. But the teacher, God love her, went out there, laid down on the floor in a dress, laid down on the floor next to him, and was just having a conversation with him about the things and talking to him. And, they did fine. Give it a little time for him to calm down and chill out. And he got up, and before it was said and done, he was inside the room picking out a seat. Was a happy little guy and was having a great time. And so I was very thrilled that it went so smoothly. Another little weird thing, there was a guy in there with his kid, and we have a son the same name. His son's name is Max, and obviously my son's name is Max. Now, what it boils down to, I don't know. Like, it was his Maximilian, was his Maxwell? I don't know. Mine's Maxwell. But I was talking to my son, and it drew this guy's attention. and he recognized me. I did not recognize him, in all fairness. We've both changed significantly in the 27 years since we've seen each other last, but I worked with this cat at the movie theater in high school. When I was in high school, I worked at the movie theater, and he and I worked together at the theater, and I have not seen or even thought of him in 27 years. And I bump into him and his family last night as his son is getting ready to start in the same class as my son. So it's a small world. It's a very weird, small world how things go like that. So anyway, I thought that was interesting. But yeah, that was it. It was good. I'm excited for the school year for him. I think it'll be good for him to be I think it'll be exciting for him to be in different school building. It'll be good to see. I have him this weekend. So, this episode comes out on Friday. I'll be picking him up at school on Friday, taking him to school on Monday. And so we'll see how things go. But all in all, it was a good time. He did well with the school open house. I'm hoping the first day goes well. I'll as I record this, it's his first day. So, I'll get a report here, hopefully, to find out how that went and, go from there. But yeah, that's what I was entertained by this week. This time. I know that, it's not necessarily TV or radio entertainment or podcasts or books or something like that, but quite frankly, I've been between work and life stuff. I haven't watched. I watched wrestling last night. That was it. And admittedly, that was an okay episode. It wasn't the best episode, but it was an okay episode. It was entertaining enough. But I did watch. I will say one soccer thing. So the Super Cup took place Wednesday afternoon. It was on at 1:30 my time, and it was Aston Villa versus Paris Saint-Germain. And I've gotten into Aston Villa, and so I was interested in seeing that game. And unfortunately, Paris Saint-Germain ended up winning that game 2-1. However, it was a big deal because Aston Villa has a new player. He's 17 years old, Brian Madjo, Madjo. This kid is beastly. I mean, you look at him and you think to yourself, he's 17 years old and he is huge. He is all muscles. He is intimidating, and he's taking on, mind you, he's taking on Paris Saint-Germain, which is like, based upon their record and everything like that they are the best team in Europe, according to and anyway, the bottom line is he's defending them, he's running around, he's plowing into them, and he scored. The one goal that Aston Villa got was from Brian Madjo at 45 minutes into the game. I mean, it was incredible. And so, this is like a big new star that's on the up and up. So anyway, that was fun. I did watch that. So anyway, enough soccer and wrestling, and let's do this now.
Guess what, motherfucker?
It's time for 3 cigars we smoked and enjoyed this week. And let me bring up my list so that I can be proper on this and know what I'm talking about here. So all right, we're gonna that seems about right there. What have I smoked and enjoyed this week? I told you, I've been in a bit of a rut this summer. I've been smoking a lot of the same things. However, I have dug around a little bit, and I did find in my humidor a Brickhouse Dragonfire from J.C. Newman. Now, this one was a limited edition Brickhouse, has a shaggy foot on it. And if I'm right, I think Seth and I split the box. I think Seth bought a box, and he took half and I got the other half. I think that's how it works. Seth, you can remind me and correct me if I'm wrong. But I still had some, and I dug it. I found it, and I smoked that, and oh my God, it smoked wonderfully. Absolutely wonderfully. I had such a good experience with that cigar, and I enjoyed it greatly. So that's definitely one that I want to highlight. Another one from J.C. Newman. Not one that I would have thought I would have been highlighting, but I did. So in the most recent Cigar Authority show pack, there was the Sarzadas, which is the new one from J.C. Newman, and it's got a sweet tip on the end. And so I had it, and it was the morning. I had my coffee, and for those of you who know me and my coffee, habits, I loaded up with plenty of creamer. I like my coffee a special shade of blonde. I had my coffee with creamer and everything in it, and I was like, I know it's a sweet tip cigar, but I'll give it a shot with it because at least it'll go well with the coffee and whatnot. And holy shit, did it ever. It smoked wonderfully. The sweet tip on the end of it went away relatively quickly. So at that point, it's just a cigar, and it smoked really, really well with my coffee. So the Sarzadas, if you're looking for something a little different, and you're not completely adverse to the idea of a sweetened cap, the tobacco itself, not infused, not sweetened, it's just the cap. It's good. It goes away quickly, and it's nice, and it pairs well with coffee. I enjoyed it greatly. So there was that. Finally, the last one that I will say I smoked and enjoyed was one just last night, and I smoked the Aging Room Cuatro Nicaragua Sonata. It's got like do I still have the band here? I do still have it. It's got this kind of orangey yellow band on it, and so good. Lots of flavor, lots of spice. It smoked wonderfully. It was a really, really good cigar. I did enjoy that. Aging Room is one of those brands that I always enjoy them, but I never think about them. They just fly so far under my radar. And it's sad because Rafael Nodal is such a nice man. And he makes such good cigars, but I just, for whatever reason, I never really think about him. Now, part of it is because every time I go into the store, be it any of the stores around me or whatever, I never see them. So it's not like they've got great presence here, but yeah, I never really think about Aging Room. But then when I smoke one, I'm like, fuck, this was good. So for what it's worth, the Aging Room Cuatro Nicaragua Sonata was a really good cigar. So yeah. All right. Well, guys, I think it's that time where I tell you that I'm available on Instagram at the Cigar Pulpits. I am on Facebook where we have the Pulpit Parishioners group. You can get in on that. It's a private group. Get in on that. I'll let you in. Share what you're smoking. Interact with others. Ask questions. Post goofy shit. Whatever. It's a fun place. It's a place for everybody to just kind of be a part of the community. And it's a lot of fun. So join in on the fun over on Facebook in the Parishioners group. I'm on Twitter/X. You can watch this on Rumble and YouTube. Again, starting up in September, I will have the Drive Time reviews back. Those go live every Wednesday at 7 a.m. on Rumble and YouTube. It's me in the car driving and smoking a cigar and reviewing it. That's all it is. So if you want more cigar content than what I give you here, that's definitely some you can consume. Give me a call on the hotline, area code 863-874-0000. That's 863-874-0000, or Tofu Pie with no E, 0000. If you are not signed up for the Cigar Chronicle newsletter, head on over to cigarpulpit.com. A little pop-up box comes up. You can put in your email on that. It's free. Comes out once, I'd say monthly, but I have skipped, I think, 2 months this year. And you can get in on that. Pulpit Fest, there are still some general admission tickets left available. If you are on the fence, if you are at this point, I would say you probably are going to be somebody living in Florida. But I don't know. Maybe you have means and you've just decided you're going to do it. But there are some general admission tickets left available. They are on Eventbrite, Brite, eventbrite.com, or you can head on over to cigarpulpit.com. The first post on there has the poster. You can get in on that, and that's a link that takes you to Eventbrite, and you can buy your ticket there. It's a fun time. I'm so happy so many of the callers on this show are going to be attending. It's going to be a great time. We're going to have a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to it. So anyway, that's coming up soon too. And this month we have another Zoom meetup. It'll be on August the 24th. It's a Saturday. It's a Thursday. It's a Thursday, August 24th. I am still, I need to finally lock down a date, but I haven't yet. I want to do another one this month, either on Thursday on Friday or Saturday, because I feel like Thursday is one of those days where it might be tough for some people to jump on. But once I get that kind of finalized, I will let you all know. So anyway, for those of you who haven't checked out the Etsy shop, I have stickers. Just look for Cigar Pulpit on Etsy. I haven't put up any new designs lately, but we'll see. I will. I have ideas there. It's just everything takes time. It all takes time. So I think that is all the little announcements and everything I have to make. Yeah, I think that's it. So guys, thank you so much. This has been fun. It's been a nice little rundown memory lane, hearing from some of you about your favorite parts and things and that and whatever. And I appreciate it all greatly. I do this because it's fun. And the minute it's not fun is the minute I'm not going to do it anymore. But, the reason it's fun is because y'all listen and y'all interact and have become this weird little cigar family that I've got. So, for what it's worth, I appreciate each and every one of you for taking time out and giving time of your day to listen to me. It means a lot, and I greatly appreciate it, more than you know. So, guys, this has been another sermon from the Cigar Pulpit. I'm Nick. Everybody, stay safe, stay smoky. By the way, if you're looking for some solid humidor additions, 2 cigars to add to your rotation in your humidor that are just good all around, great smokes, you cannot go wrong with the original Aladino, the standard Corojo Aladino, and the Villiger 1888 San Andreas. So good. I'm enjoying them greatly. They've been wonderful additions to this experience of, doing the calls with you guys. And I do want to thank both of those companies, Aladino and Villiger, and 2 Guys, for sponsoring the show. It's one of those things, I think I mentioned in the last one, that, look, nobody's getting rich doing this. But they have given me the ability to, through their generous sponsorship, to afford the expenses that do come along with this, and to afford, a little bit of travel, like to PCA and things of that nature. So, for what it's worth, I'm incredibly thankful to all of those sponsors, and I hope that this partnership has been beneficial to you and your brand. So for those of you who listen and enjoy the show, do give them consideration for your business. And when you do business with them, when you buy their products, when you go to their, when you buy cigars from Two Guys, when you buy Aladino, when you buy Villiger, find a way to communicate with them and let them know. Thank them for doing for sponsoring the show. Let them know that you appreciate them sponsoring me and helping me out, because I want them to know that their money is being well spent. That's all. So anyway, thanks guys. Have a good weekend.